Welcome back to my channel. We're finally done. The garage is finally a living room. We can actually use this room now and it's no longer a leaking, horrible, rundown garage. So let's go right back to the start before I show you the full reveal of how this all happened. Today's video is all about our garage transformation. I haven't been updating you as much because I've been focusing on the kitchen and also because the builders are doing it. I haven't been in there every day doing lots of stuff and I was just focusing on one thing, and I want to update you, show you what's been happening, and also talk you through our plans for that room because it's really exciting and I really can't wait. I'm just so looking forward to it. To give a little bit of context, that room, which is now a room, which is so exciting, it is our garage and it was completely leaking when we moved in. There was buckets in there and tarpaulins in there because every time it rained, the roof would leak like crazy. All the wood was rotten. The doors were rotten. It's not something we realised until we moved in. I think we knew it had an issue with the roof, and I think they did mention the roof needed to be replaced because there was actually no tiles and no protective, waterproof anything on top of the roof. So it was literally all the water was just coming into the wood and rotting it away and filling the garage with water. So we originally were like, we need to get the roof sorted before winter time. So we got a quote, booked the builder and got them in, and they did a really good job getting the roof sorted, all the new timber frame. And then there was an issue with the Velux windows because as we were doing the garage, we decided we want to put Velux windows in there, even if it's a garage, because it will really add lots of light in. And there was an issue with the delivery, so the roof got delayed. And this is where we had to make a bit of it. We didn't have to make a decision, but we were toying around with the idea of it not being a garage and it maybe being a room. I can't remember if it was something that my mum mentioned or the builder mentioned, or maybe it's just that I had thought of this a while ago. I actually can't remember, but we were talking to them and they were like, we either stop the roof, or if you do want it to be a room, we can work on making it into a room, like rebuilding the walls and insulating and plasterboarding, etc., tanking it inside. And Alex and I went away and had a think, and we were like, actually, I think it being a room would be incredible because we don't have a hobby for tinkering with cars or a hobby that involves needing a space like that. Our hobbies are exercise. I want to have a space that I can exercise from home. Alex loves to game. We love to hang out with our family and friends and play games and stuff. So to have an actual space like that size where we can all go and hang out would just be incredible. And so that won in the end. So since then, we've decided we ripped the doors out. I'll show you a picture of what they looked like before. They were rotting away and they wouldn't open. They were horrendous. We've completely got rid of the doors, built a whole wall. Well, we haven't, they have. And we've clad it with wood, which I think looks so nice rather than plastering it. It just looks really, really lovely because it looks different to the house. And then on the other side, we've commissioned the guys who did our windows to make a French door, which is going to look like this, which I have talked to you about before. And that's super exciting because we can access it from the garden and it will have lots of light and it will feel really airy. We didn't want to have big glass doors or anything because it just didn't have the space. So I feel like that just is going to work incredibly. And the whole room is going to be dedicated to a massive sofa, a projector screen, my Peloton, and just a room that we can all hang out and have fun and make memories and play games, and it's going to be super cozy and beautiful and hopefully filled with light from all the windows. So I'm going to go in there. I think I filmed this clip a few days ago. I'm going to show you what's happened. So from the outside, we have a fake door that they just put on today because they built the frame. This eventually will be replaced, not in the same position, it'll be bigger, with some French doors, which will mean we will have a lovely open French door out to the garden. And one day, after we've completed the room, maybe next year, this whole area will be patioed rather than gravel. and hopefully the patio will go further down here to make use of this space, which is just an overgrown flower bed at the minute, and means that we can have a seat here and look out across the garden. Now let's come inside. I know it's extremely dark, but they have boxed in the walls so you can vaguely see the shape that it's going to become. We've got these big bits here which lots of people were curious what they were. Because this used to be a barn, those were granite supports for the wall. This was the barn that was attached to the house, and they've just tanked the wall to make it waterproof, and then we've just kind of gone around them. So we have a space here which is going to be shelving, and that is where the projector I think is going to go. So it will either go in there or it will go over here. I haven't decided entirely. I probably will let you know in another clip in this video when I finally decided the layout of this room and I've sat down and drawn it. We'll either have the sofa up this end, projector onto this wall with a screen, or down that end. Haven't entirely decided yet. But yeah, it's lovely that we've managed to make use of these sort of alcoves in the room. And same goes for down here. It makes it a bit quirky as well. Like this one has a bit at the bottom. We could potentially build them in as just cupboards. Like I could get a carpenter to just build a cupboard. Not sure yet. Again, I need to sit down and properly plan it. This end was the end that had the garage doors, which were rotten. So they completely tore the wall down and they've rebuilt the wall and they've just insulated it. And yeah, I'm really, really chuffed because we don't need access from that side of the house at all. And it just makes it cozier in here and private. So when there's a delivery man or someone, I don't know, it means that we're not overlooked in any way because our neighbours are actually just there. And if there was a window here, they would probably be able to see in just about, because this garage is much closer than our kitchen is. So, and we have got 3 Velux windows. You can see this one that they started. So there's one here, and one here. We've had a huge delay on them. I'm sure anyone who's doing building works right now understands the delays that have been going on because of COVID and the pandemic and Brexit, and it's just meant that the parts we ordered, so Alex and I ordered the parts for the Velux under instructions, and it wasn't right. It's also extremely confusing. So we got the wrong like waterproofing, and we've had to try and reorder the right one. And it's been months at this point. The original job in this room was to do the roof, and then we were going to think about the rest later. But because that got delayed, we were like, well, let's just get started on the rest of the room, and it pushed us to make the decision to get started on it and make it into a proper room. Fingers crossed in the next few weeks we're going to get the delivery and they can finish the Velux windows, and that's going to flood this room with light. Same goes for when the French doors are in, so we don't need a window down that end. And it also means that we've got a whole wall of space, which is why I kind of think we might put the sofa up that end, because it means you've got a big cozy end of the room. And I'm thinking maybe the Peloton down this end so that you can sit and cycle and have a lovely view. This wall, we did debate about turning it into a exposed granite wall by getting it rendered, but it wasn't the nicest granite. It was granite that has been just, you can see by the texture of it, it's not even, it was very uneven. Just odds and ends, I think, basically were used to complete this wall, which makes sense because it's a farmhouse and they used all the good stuff on the front of the house. And so if we had rendered it, there would just be a lot of lime mortar and not a lot of stone. So we've tanked it instead, and that means we can paint it and still have that texture and still have that character. Kind of like the outside of our house. And yeah, I'm really happy with that decision. And this means this wall can be a really big wall for our projector screen, maybe some shelves, loads of options. The floor is gonna have to be carpeted because it slopes down. There's a really big slope. And if we were to level it out, we would lose headspace down this end, and we would have had to raise the door up by probably about this much, and that would have meant really, really tiny doors. So we decided to not bother leveling it. All the builders said it's probably not worth it. Even the window guy, the guy who's doing the door, he was like, not worth leveling it. The best thing you can do is just embrace the fact that the floor's uneven, or have a step up over that area. I don't want to step up, so we're just going to carpet it, and it'll be nice and cozy for the room that it's going to be, which is going to be a snuggly little room. So that's the progress in here, and hopefully next time we come in here, I can actually show you some proper progress. So they're going to plasterboard the walls next, do the Velux windows, and that'll be in another video where some of the visions I'm sharing in this video will come to life, and I'm really excited. And I'm really happy with this choice because it's a huge room, and our living room in the house is on the smaller side, so this is going to be wonderful, and yeah, can't wait. This is the other side of the wall, which has been clad, and we're going to treat the wood, and over time it will age, so it won't have this green colour anymore. It will age to be like a grey, essentially. I'm thinking of maybe having like a bench or some potted plants, you know, just making it look really pretty, and then when the roof is done, it will look nice. And this is going to be rendered, and we'll repaint the wall, so everything will look much better. And that is a bit of a flower bed, so I can plant some extra things in there. Hello aeroplane, there seems to be about 100 aeroplanes today.
Where's it gone, that colour?
Hello, so the aeroplane's gone now. Yeah, we're going to treat this wood so it will weather, and we're going to render this part, paint this, plant some things here, maybe have some pots. The wind is outrageous today. It's been a storm in the UK. If you haven't watched the garage video, I'll leave that up here so you can see what's been going on in the garage and our plans and stuff. But they have plasterboarded the ceiling, as you can see. We're not going to be plastering it, so they've done a mist coat, I think, of paint. And for the separation between the plasterboards, they're going to do this. There's some, like, a type of beading, as you can see on the edge here, which saves money, simpler. You can kind of see it being started here along this beam. Saves it having to be plastered, because plastering is expensive, and it kind of will add to the vibe. And then this wall's going to have matchboard, so sort of vertical, not that way, sorry, originally it was going to be this way, then we realised it wouldn't work, and there's a lot more wastage, I think, when you do it this way, so it's going to be vertical, so that won't be plastered either. We're going to have it horizontal, kind of like this, but the floor, you can see how much it slopes. It would have been kind of difficult to cut it, and there would have been a lot of wastage, especially then sort of matching it up over here and over here. So we've gone for vertical, which will give it some character. And then this wall will be painted too. There's a few damp patches still, just because this room was filled with damp for so long, and there was a delay on the windows, which meant there was a delay on the roof, so water has been getting into this room for longer than we had ever hoped. You can kind of see like little drip marks. Now that we actually have the windows, it just needs a little bit of time to dry out, and we can paint this wall. Our door is coming in January. This wall can't be built until we have the French door, but that's exciting when that gets done. And then the last thing will be to fully paint the room, because I think they'll just mist it ready for us to paint, essentially, and then we can get the carpets in and then move in. Yeah, there's a little update. Good morning. I have picked up the camera because it's been a while since I've given you any update to do with the garage, and we're heading towards the end of the garage renovation, so I want to capture as much footage at this point. So far we haven't been capturing loads of footage because we're not the ones doing it, and it's been a sort of slow progress because of delays, and most days I go in there and it's kind of like, you know, stuff that I can't really document or show you. So I'm going to show you because there's been loads of progress the last week or two, so I'm really excited. So first thing is that they have clad the outside. This is the same as the other side, which you probably have seen already, and we've got new doors. There's a few issues with these doors that hopefully will be fixed soon, but yeah, it looks really lovely, and I'll show you a view from further away, and then this part here is going to be rendered and painted. If you come in, you can see that we now have all of the walls with matchboard, which looks lovely, and they've just been doing a primer coat, and we have these shelves built in, so that's going to be great for storage. We're thinking of getting doors on the bottom, but we're still figuring out how to do that. So we've got all the matchboard, and then this wall I'm so glad we left as it is, because it shows the character of the room and the fact that it was a barn. So it's been painted and it just looks beautiful. I just love the combination of the matchboard with the wall. We're going to try and roughen up this beam so that it can look old. We've got our Velux windows, which you've probably seen already. So I think the next job is that they're going to be evening this floor out, and then we can get our carpets fitted. And they'll also be painting the matchboard in an off-white colour so that it's not too bright in here, because at the minute it's just very white. But yeah, so much progress. I have a small update for you for the garage today. The electrician's been, and we've got our lovely Jim Lawrence light on the outside. This matches perfectly with our front door light that's over our front door. And then if you come in here, you can see that he has fitted all of our little club lights, which are also Jim Lawrence. And they're not completely screwed in because they're going to paint, so they're just going to be bagging them up. And we've got all of our light fittings and everything like that. And it's just, yeah, it's looking really lovely. We ordered the carpets today, and they're from a brand called Sedna, who make carpets from plastic from the ocean. So cool. I basically just Googled recycled carpets, and that's what came up. Found a supplier in Newquay, went there, super soft carpet, and we ordered it because it's, yeah, just all sustainable. So that's really, really awesome. And hopefully that'll be 3 to 4 weeks until it gets delivered. And we've just got to find a carpet fitter now. this is our new living room, our old garage. It's kind of amazing that it's all done. And I'm gonna quickly show you around. I know that obviously you've already seen all of the bits before how this came to happen, but there's lots of pieces missing now that the room is done. So I wanna talk you through it. In this corner, it's a lovely sort of cozy corner. We've got this amazing armchair and footstool. DFS kindly sent this to us. It's a vegan leather and it's beautiful and it's very comfy. And we knew we needed like extra seating at this end because we've got the sofa, but when people are round at Christmas, that kind of thing, it means we've got all this extra seating. And we've got this lovely radiator over here, which it actually is a cast iron radiator that is electric, so you can plug it in because we haven't got plumbing in here. So that was really useful because we were worried we'd have to get one of those boxy electrical heaters that didn't look very nice. But this actually looks really traditional and matches the one we've got inside. Yeah, over here, we've got these two lovely shelving units, which were built in. If you remember at the start, there were like two big chunky like granite supports when this used to be a barn. So it kind of gave us the opportunity to build in shelving units, which we've used for storage, things like our surround sound system. We've got all the Sonos speakers and nice displays, nice books, that kind of thing. And then the best thing in the room is this amazing sofa. This sofa is from Habbio. This was another company that we've worked with, and their sofa is the most sustainable sofa in the world. That's their like claim, because everything about it is considered. So it's recyclable, it's recycled materials, they deliver it in boxes and then they take the boxes away and recycle them properly or reuse them. It's all like individual modules. So you can basically add and take away so that the sofa will last a really long time and it will fit your environment. And they're just one of those companies that has thought of everything. It's even vegan, because trying to find an L-shaped sofa that doesn't have like feathers was quite difficult. So absolutely in love with this sofa, and it's extremely comfortable. And Alex and I sit here most evenings now and watch Love Island or Stranger Things, and yeah, we absolutely love it. And it's very, very comfy. It's as comfy as it looks. So we've got this coffee table. It's a treasure chest kind of thing. I got this on Facebook Marketplace. I think it was about £120, or maybe it was just £100. And this is great for storage. I've got a rug in there. And I just knew I wanted something that was like vintage and old rather than something new, because there's quite a lot of new furniture in here. And I always like to have a mixture of both. We've got lots of plants in this room because this room I feel like fits that vibe. It's a lot brighter, it's a bit more modern than the rest of the house, and I just love having lots of plants, and I think we'll add to the plants as time goes on for sure. Up this end is the sort of exercise zone. We've got our Peloton here. Originally we had it at that end and I just thought it looked so much better being up this end, so it's not the first thing you see. It's just a great area. We don't have this in our house, our main house, somewhere to exercise. And when we first got the Peloton, it was kind of just living upstairs and we weren't using it much, and since it's been in here, I'm using it so much more, and it's nice to have a space that's kind of empty to sort of roll out a mat, do exercises, and I'm envisaging in the future doing like yoga and using the screen to watch a class. And yeah, it's just like a really nice little area. This is my parents', it used to be their like vinyl cupboard. It used to be in our old house in the living room, and it stored all of their vinyls in here, and when they moved house they didn't really have any place for it. So they asked me if I wanted it, and at the minute it hasn't really got anything in there. But hopefully over time we'll collect games, and I want to put some glasses so we can have a bit of a bar in here for Christmas time. I've got this kind of like nice little vintage drinks tray, and I got this like old little drinks canister and little wine glasses. Not wine glasses, they are sherry glasses. And yeah, I just kind of envisage it being a kind of sociable, entertaining space and having glasses and drinks. And Alex also wants to get a mini fridge for in here, but I'm not so sure. And yeah, I just really love this piece of furniture, again because it's another old piece of furniture and it just contrasts the newness in here. The panelling, I don't know if I've mentioned it in the video or not, maybe I have, maybe I haven't, because I can't remember, but that is tongue and groove panelling, and we have painted it in a colour that I'm going to put on screen because I have forgotten. But we went to, I think, Leyland and got a match, like a colour match, so that it was a bit cheaper. It was like trade paint, and it's eggshell so that it's wipeable essentially, so it's not matte, which is good for wood or MDF. And then one other thing I want to point out is these lovely, lovely lights. I feel like they make the room. These are from Jim Lawrence. They are expensive, but I just feel like they really make a difference in this room. If I'd gone for more boring lights, I don't know. I absolutely am in love with them, and I love the antique brass, and it matches all the sockets and everything. This is where the projector lives. This is an XGIMI projector, and I couldn't recommend it enough. It is so compact and it looks a lot nicer than a lot of other projectors I've seen. So this is the projector, and then this is the Xbox, and then we've got like a speaker here and a speaker down here. So it kind of is all hidden away, and I tried to sort of decorate the shelves so it's not too in your face. And the cool thing about this projector is, even though it's not directly in front of the projector screen, it basically keystones the image so that it is correct, which means it can sit on this shelf. It doesn't have to be sticking out the ceiling or in the way, or, you know, if someone stood up in the room, they're gonna block the view. It's like hidden here, and I just think it looks really neat. It doesn't look, I don't know, I'm just so impressed by this, and the quality of the projector is amazing. We've got blackout blinds on the skylights and blackout curtains, so it is properly dark in here so we can watch TV, but it also does work on a dull day. Like, it's not the sort of projector that you can't see. The modern technology now means that if even on a day like today, I could probably still slightly see the screen if I turn the projector on. This is our amazing projector screen. We basically designed the whole room around having a projector and a projector screen, which is why all the furniture is on this side facing here. It's really massive. It's connected to that kind of beam. That was a beam that we actually like made to look old, because it wasn't old, it was new. So we kind of like muddied it up, and yeah, it's attached to that, so it's kind of out of the way, and it's huge. It really feels like a proper cinema in here. This is the entrance area. We've got these French doors. We did think about, you know, fancy modern doors, but I just thought it would look best to have French doors that kind of matched the windows in the main house. Sorry if you can hear banging, but there's the patio being done currently, which is the next project. The same guys who did the windows did these doors, so they kind of match. It feels like traditional, and it doesn't feel too other from the house. It doesn't feel too separate when you're stood outside. It actually looks really in keeping. And also the size of the room, we couldn't actually fit bigger doors because of the height of the ceiling, because it's sloped. So it ended up working out really well. We've got these blackout curtains, which we actually got from Next. I was gonna get them made, but it just would have taken so long, and Next actually had the option to make custom length sized curtains with the material you want, and you could choose whether they were blackout or not. I thought it was quite cool. It's expensive, but I actually think it probably was cheaper than if I was to go and buy the fabric and get someone to tailor make them. So pretty happy with those. And we've got these nice little curtain tie backs, which were I think from Laura Ashley, this beautiful olive tree. And in our entrance, oh actually yes, this is it, I need to talk about the carpet, because the carpet is pretty cool. In our entrance we've got like a mat, because we're coming straight from the outside, there's no connection to the house. So this is like, I think it's called like coconut something. It's just like, you know, a tough floor mat. And then the carpets are made from recycled ocean plastic, and it is the softest feeling carpet on planet Earth. Like, it is so soft. Everyone who comes in here is like, can't believe how soft it is on your feet. We were gonna go for a natural like hemp or no, jute or sisal carpet, but they're just not very comfy on your feet at all. And as much as I love the look of the natural carpets and prefer it to this, we were just so all about the comfort in here. And it also creates a very cozy feel. The acoustics in here are very cozy and quiet, and I think a lot of that is to do with the really soft plush carpet. So over the moon with that, and I can't remember the name of it, but everything I've mentioned in this video will be linked down below. It begins with an S, the company who makes this carpet, and we got it from Nuki, the carpet company in Nuki. Again, I can't remember the name. I think it's Nuki Carpet, something like that. But yeah, honestly, highly recommend. I think we're probably going to use this in the house when we redo the carpets upstairs, because it's so soft. So that's it, that's our garage makeover into our perfect sort of cinema living room. I hope you enjoyed, and if you want to see more renovations, then I've got a whole playlist of renovations in this house and our old house, so I'll link them down below and above. And make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more renovation content, because there are so many projects to come. The patio is being worked on as we speak. We're going to be working on the bathroom, bedrooms, everything, so make sure you're subscribed. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!